Hi everyone, so I'm starting a series on the book of Enoch, and this page is about biblical timelines, eschatology, exploring the end times, Satan's little season, partial preterism, just basically delving into a lot of what's been revealed in these last days regarding the so-called Tartaria, mud floods, flat earth, and everything that surrounds that. So I started off by uploading sections of the book of Enoch. I use pictures that I generate myself with a service that I pay for, and then I also translate text to speech manually myself, and then try to create little videos that represent or try to represent what's being said as you read or as you listen to the book. So if you go back to my previous uploads, you see I've started to do those, and I'm currently, as I speak, on chapter 5, I think, of Enoch, and about to go on to chapter 6, where a lot of the fun stuff begins to happen. Now, if you've already read the book of Enoch, then you know a little bit about what it entails, but before I get to chapter 6, where it talks about the juicy stuff, I'm going to also be doing commentaries on the chapters. So even though I've uploaded the videos sharing the pictures that I created with the audio, I'm also going to be doing a commentary like this and talking about what I gather, or studying what I gather from what I'm reading. So I hope that it's inspired by Yah and Yahshua, and I'm a student of the Bible and the book, so and I'm just wanting to share. So I have already done, as I said, with the videos chapters 1 to 5, and so I'm going to be doing a commentary on chapters 1 to 5, and then move on to chapter 6, and then do a commentary of that. So chapter 1, it says, the words of the blessing of Enoch, wherewith he blessed the elect and righteous, who will be living in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. So I understand, what I gather from that is that he's talking about the very end times of Revelations. So if you're partial preterist, then you believe in the possible chance of us being in Revelation 20 currently. But we'll talk more about that in future videos. But I gather from this first 2 chapters that he's addressing the very end, rather than what most people believe to be the so-called rapture or Armageddon stage of Revelation. So we're talking the very end, the judgment time, is what I am gathering it is being talked about here. Living in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and godless are to be removed, because that is when all the wicked and godless will be removed at the very end, when Yahshua reigns forever with the elect. And he took up his parable and said, Enoch, a righteous man, whose eyes were opened by God, saw the vision of the Holy One in heaven, which the angels showed me, and from them I heard everything, and from them I understood as I saw. But not for this generation, but for a remote one, which is for to come. Concerning the elect I said, and took up my parable concerning them. So there Enoch tells us that it's not whatever he sees or whatever he saw wasn't for his time, but for a remote one, which is one that's far away or one that's to come. they were shown to him by the angels of God, who opened his eyes to be able to see these. The Holy Great One will come from his dwelling. I gather that as his dwelling place above the earth, in heavens, above the firmament, and the earth, and the eternal God will tread upon the earth, even on Mount Sinai. I have a rough idea what is considered Mount Sinai, but I wouldn't address that in this video, in the future video, hopefully, and appear from his camp. That also links to my perception of Mount Sinai that I'll talk about in the future video. And appear in the strength of his might from the heavens of heavens. And all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake. I perceive the watchers to mean the angels. It could be those that fell, that were meant to be watchers that fell. Because if they're God's angels, why would they quake? If they do according to God's will, they fear him as he should be feared, but they probably would be righteous if they're still God's angels that he works with. So I'm presuming that the watchers shall quake, possibly references to falling ones. And great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. So, and the high mountains shall be shaken, and the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame. This bit, if anyone wants to comment that knows a little bit about the little season, the extra 1,000-ish years that have been added to the timeline, I'm wondering if this is referring to when Yahshua appeared in the second coming and torched the earth, or when at the very end, when the enemies surround the camp of the saints and fire is sent down to devour them. So it could be either of those is what I'm gathering from this. And all shall melt like wax before the flame. Could be the earth being destroyed for the last time for the new earth to be introduced. And the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish. So it's looking like an absolute destruction. And so I'm perceiving this to be the very end also because of what it says next. And there shall be a judgment upon all men. So the final judgment will be the final countdown. So that's what leads me to believe that, again, this was referring to the very end rather than the Armageddon stage, because that is when all are judged. And then the good ones are reign with Yahshua in paradise, and then the bad ones are sent to destruction. But with the righteous, he will make peace. The final peace, hopefully, is what this is referring to, and will protect the elect, who are the chosen ones that make it to the end. And mercy shall be upon them, and they shall all belong to God, or Yah, and they shall be prospered, and they shall all be blessed, and he will help them all, and light shall appear unto them, and he will make peace with them. So light that will shine bright in the end will be the glory of Yah, of Yahshua in paradise. So this might be alluding to the end again, the very end. And behold, he cometh with with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all and to destroy all that is ungodly. Again, that seems to refer to that situation in the very end, when judgment will be pronounced for everyone, including the angels, the fallen angels, and to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. So this is chapter 1. In summary, seems to be alluding to the very end and the destruction that will come towards the people that are against Yah and the falling ones. If you are in the Truth and Movement or partial preterism or post millennial understanding, let me know your thoughts. Chapter 2. Observe ye everything that takes place in the heaven, how they do not change their orbits, and the luminaries which are in heaven, how they all rise and set in order, each in its season. So God, Yah, creates everything in perfectly with their purposes, and for the most part, everything accomplishes what it's meant to do. That includes the sun and the moon and the stars above. And transgress not against the appointed order. We know that's the case except for those that fell, the falling ones. Behold ye the earth, and give heed to the things which take place upon it from first to last, how steadfast they are, how none of the things upon earth change, but all the works of God appear to you. Behold the summer and the winter, how the whole earth is filled with water, and clouds and dew and rain lie upon it. So all these things fulfill what they're supposed to fulfill every single day, as we even know now. You've seen dew, you've seen summer, you've seen winter, you've seen the sun, you've seen the moon. It's the same thing pretty much every single day from the beginning, as we've been told in the Bible. Observe and see how in the winter all the trees seem as though they had withered and shed all their leaves, except 14 trees which do not lose their foliage, but retain the old foliage from 2 to 3 years, until the new comes. And again, observe ye the days of summer, how the sun is above the earth over against it. And you seek shade and shelter by reason of the heat of the sun, and the earth also burns. This particularly reflects in the more hotter countries. I definitely know, having lived in a hot country before, it really does get hot, and the sun is doing its job with its heat and light. And as far as I know, that has never changed since throughout all of history. And you seek shade and shelter by reason of the heat of the sun, and the earth also burns with growing heat. And so you cannot tread on the earth or on a rock by reason of its heat. So part 5 or chapter 5. Observe ye how the trees cover themselves with green leaves and bear fruit, and always have and probably always will until the end. Wherefore give ye heed and know with regard to all his works, and recognize how he that liveth forever hath made them so. It's a beautiful thing to picture, to see how everything that God or Yah gave life to and gave purpose to from the beginning have remained so for thousands of years and never change. And all his works go on thus from year to year forever, and all the tasks which they accomplish for him, and their tasks change not. But according as Yah or God hath ordained, so is it done. And behold, how the sea and the rivers in like manner accomplish and change not their tasks from his commandments. So then it seems to be saying, even these things obey the Most High and his order, except for us and the fallen ones. So part 4 of chapter 5. But ye have not been steadfast, nor done the commandments of the Lord, but ye have turned away and spoken proud and hard words with your impure mouths against his greatness. O ye hard-hearted, ye shall find no peace. Therefore shall ye execrate your days, and the years of your life shall perish, and the years of your destruction shall be multiplied in eternal execration, and ye shall find no mercy. Again, this seems to be referring to the final judgment, where he definitely will not be sparing the falling. In those days ye shall make your names an eternal execration unto all the righteous, and by you shall all who curse, and all the sinners and godless shall imprecate by you. And for you, the godless, there shall be a curse. And so in all the versions I've looked through, there doesn't seem to be a word here where the dots are. There seems to be something missing there. So it reads, and all the ... shall rejoice, and there shall be forgiveness of sins. So maybe it could be referring to all the righteous, all the elect, all the good of the earth shall rejoice. Maybe that's what it's referring to. And every mercy and peace and forbearance, there shall be salvation unto them, a goodly light. And for all of you sinners, there shall be no salvation, but on you all shall abide a curse. But for the elect there shall be light and joy and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. Again, this is why I presume that this is referring to the very end, because that's when the new earth will be introduced by Yahshua, and he will reign, and the elect will reign with him in paradise forever. So essentially they inherit the earth. The new earth will become theirs. Currently the earth is ruled by the fallen one as his domain. That's part of how he tried to tempt Yahshua when he was fasting in the mountains, and he says that he would give him the entire as far as he could see if he would bow down and worship him. And we know that the principalities, the rulers of this earth, are the ones that are messing with us, that are trying to live for Yah currently. So this again alludes to it being the final judgment that's been referred to here. That is post, all the way at the end of Revelation, post Revelation 20, post when the enemy surrounds the camp of the saints and fire is sent down to devour them. And there shall be bestowed upon the elect wisdom, and they shall all live and never again sin, either through ungodliness or through pride. But they who are wise shall be humble, and they shall not again transgress, nor shall they sin all the days of their life, nor shall they die of the divine anger or wrath, but they shall complete the number of the days of their life, and their lives shall be increased in peace, and the years of their joy shall be multiplied in eternal gladness and peace all the days of their life. Amen.